So let's talk about programming, particularly from your vantage point, leading Telemundo. What works now in terms of programming strategies to market to not to market, to develop programming for Hispanics? And I'd love to hear some examples of what's really worked for you at Telemundo.
Sure. Look, I would tell you, I think there has been a lot of different contributors to the incredible success that we are having at Telemundo. I'd say a few things when it comes to programming. First is high quality, good programming is high quality, good programming.
Right, so
that
that's
always
no matter
resonates.
what, right.
The second thing I'd say is, particularly when it comes to the Latino community, is that it's important to recognize that creating content that speaks to, that represents the reality of living here in the U.S. Hispanic community. What has happened historically is we've had a lot of media companies that have brought content from outside the United States into the U.S. Hispanic community. And increasingly, we have Latinos who have lived here for many years. And so their palate, they're accustomed to, and they have access to a lot of different type of content in many different languages. And so we at Telemundo have focused, as one example, on creating content that's produced by U.S. Hispanics, for U.S. Hispanics, right here in the U.S. And that approach has allowed us to represent an authentic U.S. Hispanic experience, authentic U.S. Hispanic storylines right here in the United States. And we believe that's one of the big contributors why we've connected, why we're engaging so well with the new America, with the new Latino demographic growth that we're having here. You know, I tell you, third and very quickly, I think one of the other contributing factors has been recognizing that any content that one develops to the Latino community has to be multi-platform. We've talked about Generation M. They're millennial, they're multicultural, but they're mobile. Any content that we have created at Telemundo in the last few years is fully cognizant that our consumer is going to be watching that content, is going to be consuming that video at the moment that they want, on the device that they want, at the moment that they choose. And we want to make sure that that content that we create is available to them in all shapes and sizes.
Are you using different formats, different duration, shorter form content for the mobile audience?
No, absolutely. And I think we've seen a continued sophistication in the type of content that's being made specifically for mobile devices. And so depending on the length, depending on the way you shoot content, and I think the creative freedom that we're able to take with multi-platform, I think, has also allowed us to do some very innovative things.
Thank you so much for joining us, Cesar. We're really happy you were here with us today.
Thanks for having me again.